don't know why this is just keeps getting brought up, and that player is Chase Young. Yeah, come on.
Hey, who brought him up last time? Who was that? Who would have done that?
Well, the ESPN things, and they write here. Here's a fun one. Oh, yeah, it's a fun one. Detroit coach Dan Campbell could add Young to pair with Aiden Hutchinson off the edge. Young notched 5.5 sacks with the Saints in 2024. His 46 pressures ranked for 11th most in the league. Oh, people love pressures. Everyone loves those. He'd be a low-risk signing with upside. I'll say, now for the player, no, but for that last sentence, that's Brad Holmes right there.
Yes.
The low-risk player with high upside is Davenport.
Does he have a torn ACL? Absolutely. So let's add that to the measure here. This just
played in his first full season of his career this last year, 17 games. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out. Listen, I'm throwing it out there like, Jeff, we're not asking for guys, and I think we've all been on, we've said it like we love guys to get sacks, but we just said we need pressure from the other side of Hutch. Like that's like the most important thing is to get just the pressure on the other side. It's not really the finishing. It's like we have zero pressure on the man was 11th in the NFL in pressures. I'm not saying I want him. I'm not saying it, but what I'm saying is
I played 17
games and he's probably got can someone pull up the contract projection? You could probably get him for a 1-year deal and very, very honestly, probably get him on a deal like you would get Marcus Davenport. Would you rather have Marcus Davenport or Chase Young?
Chase Young, without a doubt.
Yeah, so to me, it's like if this happens and it's around the same price, maybe a little more, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, "Oh man, Brad, why'd you do this?" I'm gonna be like, "Okay, like the man was 11th in the NFL in pressures, and you're putting that on the other side of Hutch, and you could still draft, Like he could end up being like a rotational guy.
Those pressures are like a hook. It's like you throw it out. Someone's like pressure, and they just bite on it. It's like, here we go.
There's a difference though from Hutch pressures and the other side of Hutch pressures. We never got the other side of Hutch pressures. It's always Hutch pressures. We've never seen. I mean, you could combine every single player that was on the other side of Hutch this last year, and they probably still don't even have 46 pressures all season.
No,
like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I feel like at that point, like as long as he's healthy, we're getting a little bit picky, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna.
If you sign Chase Young, that's just all seriousness. His role would be third down, like James Houston. That is what he is. Like he's not playing the run. He can't.
Chase Young could play the run. He can play. Let's put it like this. I'm not jumping up and down if you sign Chase Young, but I literally laughed at my phone and tossed it on the couch when I saw that the Lions signed Marcus Davenport for 1 year, $6.5 million. Now, I would say, I'm not saying bring in Chase Young, but he'd be better than Marcus Davenport. So I will say, Boone, you're not far off.
Listen, it's not me. I'm not pounding the table here for Chase Young. But all right, put aside what Chase Young is, Ohio State, like whether people hate him or not. Production wise, like what did he make this year? $9 million. I think he made $9 million. Did he do anything to really get a raise? 5.5 sacks? Probably not. Like most likely around the same price. You're not going to be mad if they sign Chase Young. I just don't think you will. I think that'd be a little unrealistic if you were to. You're just like, okay, he's going to give you production. Obviously, it's not like people in the chat are like Khalil Mack Booner. Like, obviously, you would rather have a Khalil Mack or Myles Garrett. But like, listen, if I would be disappointed, yes. Would I care? No. I think that's fair to say, right? Like, that's a fair statement on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, No. Apparently PFF. Not you, Boone, but the pressure people will love this one. PFF has him at 66 pressures, 7th in the NFL. So whatever narrative you want to use, you can go with PFF, you can go with whatever else. So he can rush the passer. I mean, I want to trust my teammate Klotz and say he's good against the run. I'm just going off.
Hey, sorry.
Right.
Spencer, shout out Spencer though. Legend, $9 million to go to work 5 times a year. Played in 17 games this year. 17 games. He was healthy. First time in his career.
Like that is the light at the end of the tunnel, Boone. That was like the hook that, like what Jeff was saying with the pressures. I could give a fuck about pressures. Honestly, like if you're bringing in Chase Young as a rotational piece, all right, I'm here
Beautiful.
for it. If you're putting him out there as the starter, I have a massive issue with what is going on with the defensive line again.
Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.